Adam Driver and Bill Murray in the same film. And this is what we get. Man, this is already one of the most disappointing films of 2019. Man. What's happening, guys? James here from Reflect the Screen, and today we're going to talk all about Jim Jarmusch's latest film, The Dead Don't Die. But before we get started, I'd like to say thank you to each and every subscriber for Reflect the Screen. Don't forget to subscribe below. The big red button it's right there. Okay, so back to the movie. This is a film that surrounds the nice, peaceful, actually kind of racist town of Centerville. And what happens is the Earth gets knocked off its axis thanks to polar fracking, which everyone's convinced didn't cause this. What this does is it causes a sort of imbalance in the world, and those who were once dead now rise, and the living are forced to survive. This film is headlined by Bill Murray, Adam Driver, and Chloë Sevigny, and they make up the Centerville Police Department. We follow that group. Then we also follow Tilda Swinton, who's a Scottish katana-wielding crazy samurai warrior, and it's pretty awesome. Honestly, she has the most kills in the movie, but it is kind of cool that the film tries to follow different groups. Now, does it do it very well? Kind of doesn't. Now, Jim Jarmusch directs a very unorthodox zombie movie because while there are lots of, kills, there's not a lot of hack and slash. It doesn't really feel like a zombie movie for the most part. It's a movie that has zombies, but it doesn't really feel like your traditional zombie movie, and I like that for about the first hour until things started to go kind of crazy in the last 45 minutes. I mean, I should have known that things were going to start to come out of left field because zombies can say words. I mean, they gravitate towards what they love to do while they were alive, and it sounds kind of cool on paper, but then it just kind of gets annoying for the most part. I mean, the first two zombies we see are really obsessed with coffee, and I mean, they do eat guts, so it is a thing. Oh, but side note, it is 2019, and babies are still being brought in by their parents to these kind of movies. Really? Come on, America, just do better than that. What are you guys doing? Anyways, alright, back to the movie. Almost immediately, you just understand there's this deadpan humor between Bill Murray and Adam Driver, and it kind of sets the tone for the film. And I thought it was okay at first, but then it gets really dry. And then it gets really, really dry. And then after a while, you just kind of think, it's not funny anymore. And I think really, the humor was misplaced. I almost think that some of the jokes were a little mistimed, and maybe it was on purpose, but it didn't really feel good. None of the movie really flowed after the initial burst of deadpan humor. I was a little distracted by how dry the film was, and that's not a good thing. Also, there were these instances of fourth wall breaking. I mean, there was one that happened early on in the movie in the police department with Adam Driver. It was funny, because I didn't expect it. But then there was a second time when him and Bill Murray break it in the last act of the movie, and it really distracted me from the entire film. I actually think it ruined the film. I don't think that was the direction they should have went in. I mean, I get it. It was supposed to be different, but you can't be different just to be different. You know what I mean? I turned over to my girlfriend and I'm like, this is just not doing it for me anymore. And honestly, that's kind of what I can say about The Dead Don't Die, is that the movie just didn't work. I think that it had its quality moments. Unfortunately, there were too many things that really took away from the core of the movie. I don't think it's very good at all. Tilda Swinton is far and away the best part of this movie, and it makes me happy to say that. But even with her character in the last half of the movie, there's something that comes out of left field, and it was so unbelievable that I just turned my brain off and I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm just, when do the credits roll? And that's not a good thing in a film. For as much as The Dead Don't Die had going for it, with such a great ensemble cast on paper, it really did fail to execute. This is such a huge disappointment and a big miss for Jim Jarmusch. As sad as it is to say, guys, I think that this one is one you can skip and maybe catch for free on streaming, but it really didn't give me any reason to think about this movie again. Alright guys, so that was my review of The Dead Don't Die. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give this video a like, leave a comment below and tell me, what are you even expecting from this movie? I'd love it if you could subscribe to Reflect the Screen, the big button is below. And don't forget to follow us on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for future news, updates, and even more reviews. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I'll catch you at the next screening.